friends, it's your favorite witch Amit with readings, Reiki, and wellness at Healing is Limitless. Welcome to our first Witchcraft Wednesday. In today's video, we're going to be talking about everything witch. The witch as an individual. Well, what is a witch? If you Google the word, you're met with a couple of definitions. One being a woman thought to have magic powers, especially evil ones, popularly depicted as wearing a black cloak and pointed hat and flying on a broomstick, or an ugly or unpleasant woman. The first one kind of, but the second one not at all. A witch to me is someone who takes upon themselves the responsibility of creating the world around them. Someone who views nature as the divine and works with it and for it to help manifest their own desires as well as the desires of the many. The people that were called a witch in old times, right before the times of the European witch trials, were medicine men and women, healers, who used their knowledge of the land along with divination, that was treated as parlor tricks, to help and guide people who needed it. A witch is also someone who recognizes the divine within themselves and chooses to harness it to help manifest the life that they want to live. The pointed hat and the broomstick can help, but they're not always necessary. As for the ugly or unpleasant woman goes, well, that just comes from years of stigma. There are many different kinds of witches, in all shapes, colors, stemming from different religious and cultural backgrounds. I claim the word witch wholeheartedly, the title. Witch is gender neutral. Terms like warlock and wizard, which have been thrown around and warped for years. Warlock actually in Old English means traitor, in reference to being in league with the devil. As for wizard, as far as my knowledge goes, it's really only fantasy and fairy tales. But if anyone claims the word wizard, more power to them. For me, taking back the word witch means a lot, especially as a man. I want to work with more men and help them awaken the divine within themselves and bring them back to their own personal power. So many men right now need that, and honestly, the world needs that right now. I'm hoping that by claiming the word witch as a man, I can help erase that toxic masculine notion that men can't be spiritual and find power within themselves spiritually. I want to nix that. No more. There are so many different kinds of individuals who identify as witches, and none are more inferior than another. There is some form of witch and witchcraft in every culture, stemming back to creation itself, especially considering that we were given the power of creation, and it's up to us to decide what to do with it. There are religious witches, atheist and non-denominational witches, there's Wiccan witches, traditional witches, New Age witches, technology witches, herbalists, kitchen witches, solitary witches, coven witches, and honestly, any type and combination of witch you can think of, because at their core, they're just people. People trying to navigate human existence the same way you and I are, just with their own set of beliefs. What I love about claiming the word witch is that it can mean whatever I want it to mean. There really are no rules to witchcraft in the same sense that there are no rules to being human. You just kind of exist in the best way that you know how. So for those of you who claim the word witch, my advice is be as witch as you possibly can and do it in your own way. Now, this video barely scratches the surface on what it means to be a witch. I could go on forever on the ins and outs of what it means and some of my experiences, but I hope if you've gathered anything from this video is that witches are just people, nothing different about them, except for how they apply their beliefs. If you'd like to know more, feel free to give me a shout on any platform, and I'll be more than happy to answer any and all questions that you guys may have. based on my own experience, of course. I'd also like to give a shout out to some of my professional witches that I look up to. First being Lady Betty Jane Ware. She is my teacher, a mentor, and a great friend. She's claimed the title of witch longer than I've been alive, and she's done it all. She's written books on witchcraft and spellcraft, and she teaches classes, all which I have personally benefited from. She's actually hosting on October 24th Witchcraft 101 through the Arthur Conan Doyle Center. It'll be held virtually, and the link is in the the link to the event is in the description. Another is my friend Lindsay May, the Reiki Witch. She does amazing work with bringing women into their own power, claiming who they are from the inside out. And her Reiki courses as well are also amazing. And always a special shout out to Moonflowers, who without I wouldn't be here. Let her soul diving allow you to claim and reclaim your power, whatever that means for you. I will put their contact info in the description, so I don't know which way I'm pointing. So please check them out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and allowing me to be a part of your wellness. And to the first Witchcraft Wednesday. Don't forget, tomorrow I'll be posting about a ritual tool, so make sure you keep an eye out and hopefully we can learn something there as well. Love and light. Bye, guys.